I was asked what I think about decaf coffee, so I want to very quickly cover my opinion on it. Basically, decaf coffee is normal coffee, but it's decaffeinated, meaning that ideally all caffeine is taken out of the coffee, but this doesn't really tend to happen. You know, an average cup of coffee has about 70 to 100 plus 120 milligrams of caffeine on average, depending on the size, depending on the strength. And, you know, that gives rise to all those cognitive benefits, those physical benefits, more strength, more endurance, more a better ability to memorize and focus, all those great benefits of caffeine. And decaffeination takes most of that away, but a myth is that all of it is taken away and decaf is actually completely caffeine-free, which just isn't the case. You're left with about 5, 6, 7 milligrams on average per cup with decaffeinated coffee. So my thoughts on it are that it's actually okay. You know, there are some studies which show that the process that decaffeinates coffee may give rise to certain chemicals that increase the rate of cancer, but honestly this isn't a problem. They're not very conclusive. You're not going to get cancer just from consuming decaffeinated coffee from time to time, so don't worry about that. I personally think decaf coffee is good for a number of reasons. One, you're getting a lot of antioxidants from the coffee, right? And the best thing is that you're not getting all these antioxidants with that huge consumption of caffeine if you're having multiple cups per day. So I think decaf can be a great way to do a number of things. One, get in those antioxidants. Second, reduce your appetite, which I'll speak about in a second, and that's especially important on a fast. And also just tastes great, number 3, right? So it's going to help reduce your appetite because it increases a peptide hormone called PYY, and that's been shown to decrease the appetite. But a specific study comparing caffeinated water, caffeine coffee, and decaf coffee showed that decaf coffee actually increased peptide YY the most. So that was interesting. So decaf coffee really may help you suppress your appetite due to that increase in that peptide hormone, which may be particularly good when you're intermittent fasting. And furthermore, people have a habit of drinking more than 1 cup of coffee per day, and that's fine. You know, you're not really going to do damage to yourself if you're drinking 3 cups of coffee per day. That's within the limit of the recommended amount of caffeine. So although it's not optimal and that may cause you to secrete too much cortisol, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. But this can become problematic when you start to drink 1 or 2 of those cups of coffee past about 2 p.m. because the half-life of caffeine lasts much longer than you really feel the main effects. That means that it can have effects on your sleep, right? It can cause insomnia, and even if you're able to get to sleep on time and you sleep for your 7 to 9 hours, because that caffeine is still in your system, it may have some negative effects on how deep you sleep and the quality and the ratio of your rapid eye movement to non-rapid eye movement of sleep cycles, right? So you don't want that to happen. That can cause problems, and getting a good sleep is really important for weight loss, muscle gain, and mood. So how decaf can be advantageous is that you can have your caffeinated coffee in the morning, and then in the afternoon, once you're after 12 or 1 or 2, when it's not a good idea to drink caffeine, you can drink your decaf coffee. You can get the benefits of the antioxidants and other good properties of coffee, but you avoid overstimulating your adrenals and excreting way too much cortisol and disrupting your sleep patterns while still being able to enjoy that routine of consuming coffee. And if you're trying to reduce your caffeine intake because you're consuming way too much coffee and it can be addictive for certain people, then just halving your coffee in a cup from, half decaf, half normal coffee can be a great way to sort of trick yourself into consuming less caffeine but still have that coffee cup and enjoy that taste that you love. So that's what I think about decaf. I think it can be great. I think that it doesn't really have any negatives. The research doesn't show that. And if you're trying to get your caffeine consumption down because of dependency or because of excess anxiety and stress due to caffeine, then decaf can be a good option. I'm actually drinking a cup right now. Some studies have actually shown that normal caffeinated coffee is associated with a lower incidence of things like Alzheimer's disease because of some of the positive effects it has on cognition. But there have been some studies which have also linked decaf to improvements in the risk factors for things like Alzheimer's. But these are just correlations, but it's interesting to note nonetheless. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your decaf coffee or whatever you drink in the mornings. And I will see you guys next time. Leave your comments and questions down below.